of this Week 9 matchup.
All right, Larry, after an off-season of questions, football is back here in the East Bay at Oakland, California. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. And they're definitely showing blitz here. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, we just saw the recipe for success right there. Big body, strong, agile, playing with great leverage in hands. Not really able to be blocked on that play. Close things down inside.
They go play action for Murray. Now Carr. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
On offense, the guy that you want to have the best eyes on the field are your quarterbacks, so you can see everything pre-snap, and then, of course, as the play develops. On defense, oftentimes it's the linebacker, and on this play, his eyes took him right to the ball, and he made a nice tackle.
Again, it's Murray. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. And he gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield. Here's Carr. Here's Wolford over the middle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, here's the Raider punter Marquette King to kick it away.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And not great starting field position here for the offense. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And when this offense is clicking on all cylinders, the running back is in sync as well.
The focal point. Runs, catches, blocks, sets the tone for the offense.
Now Lynch back into his end zone. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they'll get him down up past the 15. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Now a first down carry by Bell. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Well, partner, you know I always tend to lean towards the defensive guys. But in this case, I have no defense. How about that run right there?
Yeah, just a tip of the cap to Le'Veon Bell, and that's what he can do. You think some people back in 2013 that had first-round picks wish that they would have taken him?
That's when you go back to your scouting department and say, what exactly did we miss here? Maybe some people have some new jobs. He's a big-time player. If they don't start getting him on the ground here quickly, he's going to pile up a huge game.
Now it's Lynch, and it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
Reggie Nelson is a safety who prides himself on being a ball hawk, but at times will guess and sometimes give up the big play.
2nd and 10 now. It's Lynch. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Benny Fowler that time. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Here we go now.
On 3rd down, Lynch. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The first time All-Pro in 2015, Khalil Mack. Able to drop him for a loss of 2. And that'll bring up 4th down. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this kick will be touched down as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Offensive starters here, Marcel Reese, a force to be reckoned with.
We always talk about giving love to offensive linemen. How about the guys that the position's almost extinct? Fullbacks. Marcel Reese can do it all. Can block, can catch, and then after the catch, he can turn it upfield.
Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. Carr now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Smith will come in motion right. Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. Murray, the lone setback. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. And they'll give it to him here. And there's a flag on the play. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Following the penalty, it's Murray. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders will turn it over to the left foot of Sebastian Janikowski. This from 44 yards away. And that's hooking, and Janikowski missed it. It's no good, wide right, and this will remain a scoreless game. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little, and when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Throwing here, Lynch on 1st down. This is Bell on the dump off. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Stays on his feet, and he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Caught here by Bell. And he's going to be out of bounds down to the 25. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And he's going to take this down to about the 17. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. They'll come out in the pistol. On 2nd down, it's Bell. That's strong running. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down. 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Lynch. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Cody Latimer, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 4th down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
So after slogging through a scoreless first quarter, we have action on the scoreboard. A field goal makes it 3-0.
Well, with these two offenses, we weren't going to stay 0-0 forever, were we? I'm not sure that this opens the floodgates, but I doubt that's the last scoring we're going to see.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where...
Now a loose football. The ball comes out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity miss there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. And big sigh of relief, huh?
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. In motion right is Smith. They'll run here. It's Murray. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
Here comes the D swarming to the line. On first down, Murray. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
We ready?
Now they'll throw with Carr. On the move to his left. So 1:56 to play in this first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. 3rd down and 5.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left. Hey. We got 3. We ready? 88. Come on, baby. Alert. Check.
Cooper, the man in motion left. Throwing now is Carr. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And there's a flag on the field. And this will be blown dead right around the 25-yard line. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Shift together here from the D-line. On 1st and 10, it's Lynch being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Raiders' new signee from Seattle, Bruce Irvin, in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Lynch looking to throw on 2nd. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's brought down after a good gain.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Here's Lynch. Goes underneath for Bell. And he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. From the red zone now, here's Lynch on 1st down. That's caught. It's Thomas. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Benny Fowler in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Get loud. Rally. This is our time. This is our time.
The final shot here before half for Carr. And his throw here's incomplete. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room as we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and that'll make it third down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play? A dime look defensively for the Raiders on third down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Here's Jones. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Raiders will take possession. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up into half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people would think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
On third and long, it's Carr. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. And now Lynch. And he's got it, complete to Fowler. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the...
Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. And that's incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. It's a 4-receiver look to the right side. Roberts the man in motion. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
And they pick up a 1st down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
To the air on 2nd down. It's Carr. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And the offense looking to pick up the 1st down after the 2nd down incompletion. 5 wides in the game. 4 of them to the right side. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He finds Roberts complete. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And the D looking like they may blitz. Now they send a man in motion right. Now they'll run. Murray. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Latavius Murray hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score. And he puts it through. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possession.
Now Bell hit. He lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. The Raiders this offense now. They trot back out. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Here's Lentz to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in 1 shot.
1 shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Now Paxton Lynch on 3rd and long. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Smith. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. Halfback sent in motion. Carr now on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. They come up in an offset eye. That was 2nd down run for Murray. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
So often you hear defensive coaches talk about we need all 11 on every play in order to be a good run-stopping unit. And sometimes it starts to sound a little cliche. But did you see the free safety on that play? Knifing through and running down the ball carrier. A huge, huge play. And when you have a free safety who can run like that, you've got to turn him loose.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Going right side here, and that's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And Janikowski bangs it through, and that will knot us up at 10. So he missed a field goal earlier, but he says not this time, and he's able to knock it through to give his guys 3.
And that's all you want as a kicker, a chance to redeem yourself. You got to have a short memory if you're going to survive at this level, and he's able to get back on track.
This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And left side here, it's Graham. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Finding his target, it's Cody Latimer. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Throwing here, Lynch on first down. That's caught. It's Thomas. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Demaryius Thomas with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos have broken the tie. And I think I saw that right. You tell me if I'm wrong. That was just a fly route, just to go. He went.
Sometimes speed, just pure speed, is going to win. I don't care how athletic you are on the other side of the ball. When a guy's that fast and he can just take off, if your quarterback has time to throw the ball and release it when he wants to, that's the end result. Nothing you could do about that. He was just a better athlete on that play.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Throwing on first down is Carr. Roberts with it over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back now in the East Bay. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. So we've got a 2nd and 5. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. It'll be a gain of 4. And that'll make it 3rd and 1. Still in search of the first down after that last completion. Murray the lone setback. Smith will come in motion right. And he'll get it up the middle. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
So much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. In motion right is Smith. Carr turns, hands to Murray. Shrugs the tackle. Latavius Murray. And a cut to the sideline. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Latavius Murray with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Raiders are an extra point away from taking the lead. And he's able to put it through. Is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that Woody
He would have
Hayes?
kept it on the ground.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So here we go, a 3rd down after the 2nd down pass completion. Murray the lone setback. Smith will come in motion right. He's going to get the football. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. In motion right is Smith. They'll try and run with Murray. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Goes underneath for Bell. And he'll be down deep into Oakland territory. A gain of 39 that time. And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection. And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They come out here in the eye. They'll go again with Bell. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. To throw is Lynch. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for the lead in the final stages. And McManus able to put it through. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Well, now then, it's a big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th. But, Charles, there is still time left for a final drive.
Brandon, you know they would have liked to take the clock down just a little bit further, at least under a minute or so, but this was not over yet, especially since they just need a field goal.
And now here come the Raiders. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Fresh set of downs here.
Hey, we're gonna rally. Rally. We ready?
Roberts the man in motion. They run again with Murray. He's seen a ton of action tonight. A gain of 3, second down. Second down following the run.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves. Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Defense showing blitz.
We ready? 5 and 8. Along, baby, alert. Alert. Watch the whip. Along, baby, alert. Alert.
And the back goes into motion. He's back to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He finds Roberts, complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
They were full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. Latavius Murray, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And it'll be 2nd and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left. They'll look to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
We ready? Ready.
On 3rd down, Murray. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And now they're in the hurry-up. Back to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
A lot of teams love to throw screen passes. They want to tire out defenses because they make them run a lot. But there are a lot of moving parts on a play for an offense when they call that one. Because you got the linemen that have to move. You have the wide receivers that have to get out and vacate. You got the running back that's got to make a little fake and then get out into the route. And, of course, the quarterback, he's got to hold in there and know he's probably going to take a big hit before he lofts the screen off to the back. Why didn't he catch it? That's all he needed to do for them to be successful.
A toss to Murray. Room here to run. And he's brought down. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. One man in the backfield. That's Jones. Smith will come in motion right. 1st and goal. Defense with their backs against the wall. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left, and that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch, not at all.
The win for the Broncos, seemingly assured they go down to a knee. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And what a game again. Another win for this unit.
And it's not even cookie cutter. We're seeing them win different ways each week. Confidence awfully high on this football team.
So for the Broncos, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Meanwhile, for Oakland, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Oakland.